YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on week 14. Game day starts at 6. Then listen, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. And guys, before we begin today, I just want to tell everybody that's in here that are members, that watch me loyal. If you are a troll, I appreciate you. I'm blessed to be doing this. So I want to just tell y'all guys, thank y'all for coming in. Y'all give me a lot of respect. Y'all listen to my advice. I love doing what I'm doing. I feel like I'm back on the football field. This is game day. I'm getting ready for the game. I get butterflies before I go live on game day. So I know this is what I love doing. So I appreciate all y'all guys. Um, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I got a lot of haters out here. Got a lot of haters. I got a lot of haters in my family. I got a lot of haters around me. I got random people, this random girl just hit me up. I don't know what she do, but she was like, hey man, seems like people are against you. I just want to let you know that I don't know who you are. But when I get ready to go live, all that goes out the door, and I get to focus on y'all. We get to focus on these fantasy football championships, and that's what I love doing. So let's go. So first, guys, we're gonna talk about the weather. You know how we do it here. We talk about the weather. Yes, sir. Let me give you a drink of water. I just got on this mushroom coffee, guys. The coffee be having me hot, so I got to drink a lot more water. It be drying me out even more. So, all right, let's go to this weather. Let me see who in here in the chat. We got Charlene in the building. First one in the building. We got South 77 in the building. We got Hector in the building. And we got my homeboy Deal Devoted in the building. What's up, bruh? And we got Tim J. What's up, Tim? We got Wait. I see you, Wait. We got Kales. We got my homie D Lion. What's up, bruh? Good morning, Warner's DS. Yes, sir. Como estás? Yes, sir. We got Simo. We got my homie Chris Villa. We got the one and only, the beautiful Stacy Lewis in the building. Thank you, Stacy. Always support. Always been support me for years. We got Taj in the building. We got Tail Dog. We got Kales in the building. One of the top. I know, Kales, you came up as a top listener. I'm gonna start posting it and giving congratulations to guys who have top engagement with the channel. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go to these weather games. Let's go. I'm crunk for the day. I got a lot. I think I'm probably going to like 70% of my playoffs. It could go down a little bit or it could go up a little bit according to how this week goes. But I'm excited either way, guys. I went down with the ship and I had a great ship, stronger than the Titanic. Stronger than the Titanic. All right. So the first game we want to talk about is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. And so this is on the East Coast. It's at Tennessee. But guess what? 55 degrees Fahrenheit weather. That's killer weather in December on the East Coast. I'm going to tell you that now. Usually this time of year is usually like 40 going into the 30s. Just depends on if it's day or night. But it's 55 degrees. Now, it is a slight chance of rain showers, but it's only slight. Nobody cares about that. We got Lennox with the super chat. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. And guys, don't worry about the trolls. Let them troll. Let them troll. Let them get the algorithms up. Who cares what they say? That's what they do. Yeah, appreciate it, Lennox. Appreciate that, bruh. All right, so yeah, guys, 55 degrees Fahrenheit weather, slight chance of rain, 10 miles per hour wind. That's 10 miles per hour is a little up there, but I'm still gonna start my kickers. If I got a kicker in this game, I'm still gonna play him. I still think Will Levis is a great streamer. I still think that you played like certain guys from Jacksonville like Evan Ingram and Brian Thomas Jr. And if you have to stream Travis Etienne or somebody like that, that's okay. And I also like Parker Washington. Shh. I like Parker Washington today. Yes, sir. Let's see. All right. Let's move on to the next game. The next game is going to be the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. On the East Coast, but it's down in the South where it's warm, down about a beautiful water in Miami, Florida. So you got the New York Jets going to Miami, Florida. 76 degrees, so we're not worried about any weather. Sun's going to be out. We good. Start all your studs. I think this is going to be a sneaky high-scoring game. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a good game. I don't think Miami Dolphins is going to shut Aaron Rodgers down. I know Miami is a good defense. They sneaky. People don't know how good they is, but they like a top 12 defense in the NFL. But I still think this is going to be a high-scoring game. So start all your studs. Let's move on to the next game. This is a dorm game. This is in the mid of the United States. This is the Atlanta Falcons going against the Minnesota Vikings, and the Minnesota Vikings is at home, so we are in a dorm. We starting all our guys. Start all your guys. Just to get into a little bit of the starts and sits. Kirk Cousins makes me nervous. To me, he's on my sit list, and he has to prove it. Now, if I only got Kirk Cousins and that's the best quarterback, I am starting him. I don't think you just gotta sit him. But I'm not happy about Kyle Pitts. I'm not happy about Drake London, and I'm not happy about Darnell Mooney. The only person that makes me exuberant and makes me happy is Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson, yes. So I'm so glad that they giving Bijan Robinson the goal line touches and they throwing him the ball. So Bijan is the only guy that I like on Atlanta. Other than that, I'm probably sitting most of those guys. Not telling you to do that right now at this second, but that's just kind of how I look at it. Let's move on to the next game. This game is going to be the New Orleans Saints going against the New York Giants. So this is on the East Coast. And when I say East Coast troller, when I say East Coast, that means states that's on the East side. Just it's like time, right? Just because you ain't touching the coast don't mean you ain't on East Coast time. But anyway, I don't have to explain it. I just wanted to say that because I like winning. You got the So you got the New Orleans Saints at the New York Giants. Now, the wind is going to be up in this game, and it's going to be 52 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be 52 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, and the wind is going to be up 15 miles per hour, so you might want to get off these kickers. That's a lot of wind. It ain't like tremendous wind where it's going to be floating the ball, but when it get up to 10 to 15, that's kind of when you can make that decision. If I got that kicker, I still probably play him because I don't think kickers have really decided. Sometimes they do. It is what it is. But yeah, start all your guys. I don't think it's going to hurt Derek Carr throwing the ball to Juwan Johnson. That's the only guy he got, and Alvin Kamara. The Giants, I'm not starting nobody other than probably Malik Neighbors if he's active. I have to go to the injury list and see how his injury is doing. I think he's going to be active this morning. And Tyrone Tracy. Everybody else I'm not starting for the Giants. So, let's move on. Let's move on to the Carolina Panthers at the Philadelphia Eagles. We got 53 degrees Fahrenheit, kind of the same weather, 14 miles per hour wind, getting a little high up there. Philly's at home, like I said earlier, and I'm starting all my Philly guys. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, everybody is a galore. With the Carolina Panthers, I'm still starting Chuba. And Bryce Young is sneaky. He's sneaky because he's been on fire. No matter the matchup, he played really well against Kansas City. So I feel okay going against Philly. But it's up to you. And you could probably start Adam Thielen if you wanted to. Tommy Tremble is sneaky. All right, let's move on to the next game. The next game is going to be the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a rivalry game. Be careful taking Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh. I think they are a better team, but Jameis out there has something to prove. This Cleveland team is just not the regular 3 to 4 win team. This is a team that they want to rally behind Jameis because Jameis has that type of energy, and he wants to prove to the world that he can get his starting role back. Jameis was the number 1 pick. We see it in his arm talent. We always know he has that type of arm talent. We're not surprised that he's in the NFL. But the thing is, he has to learn to take control of the ball. Like, don't turn the ball over. Once he learns that, Jameis would be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And I'm not saying that he's not going to be able to learn that. I think he has a chance to learn that. And so this is a tricky game as a rivalry game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I just want y'all to be careful. But anyway, the weather is 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 14 miles per hour wind. We good. Good weather for that type of state. Start your guys. There's a lot of guys to start from Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy is the starter. Elijah Moore is a starter. Njoku, and I even think Nick Chubb and Jameis Winston is a starter. Pittsburgh, you starting all your guys on Russell, last name Wilson, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren can be flexed. George Pickens, if he's active, which I think he's going to be, is a number one wide receiver. And Calvin Austin is a sneaky play. Okay. Appreciate everybody being here. Yes, sir. Let's go. All right, let's get on to the Las Vegas Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Las Vegas Raiders is going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this is going to be a good weather game, 73 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 miles per hour wind. Start all your studs. Now listen, Aiden O'Connell, to me, helps Trey Tucker. He also helps Sincere McCormick. Sorry, guys, I can't say his name. Sincere McCormick. I think he's a good start. Sneaky play. Trey Tucker is good. You know what Brock Bowers, I don't have to talk about Brock Bowers. But we know what Brock Bowers is about to break a lot of records. Tampa Bay, Bucky Irvin is healthy today. I'm still going to read that out when I go through my injuries. Mike Evans is a smash play. And you can start Baker Mayfield if you need to. Also, Cade Otten. I'm starting Cade Otten in a tight end premium league. Okay. So let's move on to the next game. This is the 4 o'clock game. This is going to be the Seattle Seahawks playing at the Arizona Cardinals. This is a rivalry game. So these games are going to be tough. We don't know who's going to win these games because this is a rivalry game. But it's in a dorm, so we starting all our guys. Even DK. DK has struggled against Arizona for 3 years, but I'm still starting him. JSN is the number one on this team. I still think DK is the number one, but I think JSN is the number one on this team. Zach Charbonnet is starting. Kenneth Walker is out, but I'm going to read more on that when we go through the injuries. So start Zach Charbonnet. He is a must start. He's a top 12 guy, if you ask me. Same thing you would have the same way you would have Kenneth Walker ranked. You need to rank Charbonnet as the same type of back going against the Cardinals. Cardinals start all your guys up: Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, Trey McBride. All right. Let's move on. The next game is going to be the Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Rams. I'm starting Matthew Stafford. I think he's sneaky. You know what, Josh Allen, James Cook, Khalil Shakir, all of those guys. Keon Coleman and Amari Cooper, that's up to you. I think Amari Cooper is a start. I think he's at least a flex play. You got to get him in your lineup. But Keon Coleman, I would hold off if I could. And I'm starting all the Rams. I'm starting Cooper Kupp. I'm starting Puka Nacua. I'm starting Matthew Stafford. I'm starting Kyron. Those guys are started, and it's in a dorm, so we're not really worried about the weather. 68 degrees. We're not worried about this. It's in California. It never rains in Southern California. I got you, Aaron. I got you. Who was that? Okay. Okay. The next game is going to be the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. I think Caleb Williams is a sneaky start today. I think he's sneaky. I got him. I'm streaming him. I got Lamar is out and AR is out, so I'm streaming Caleb Williams. And it's going to be 65 degrees Fahrenheit weather. We're not worried about this in California. Like I said, it never rains in Southern California. Yes, sir. So yeah, start all your studs. Chicago could win this game. I say what I said. Chicago could win this game. I'm not saying I'm picking them, but they could win this game, so be careful with that. San Francisco, I think Brock Purdy should be active. I got to read on that injury. Juwan Jennings. Debo, I don't know. It's up to you. But Isaac Rendo is a top 12 running back this week. I'm starting him in every league. All right, let's move on to the 8 o'clock game. We got the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not saying it's a rivalry, but the Los Angeles Chargers are going to play them tough. So be careful with that. Kansas City should win the game, but it's going to be a little bit cold, but it's still good. You're not worried about it. It's 55 degrees, partly cloudy at nighttime, 10 miles per hour wind. Start all your studs. We get more into that as the starting sets part come up of the live. I'll talk more about that. And for tomorrow night, which is the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals, 8 miles per hour wind. But guess what? It's at the Dallas, so we're not worried about the weather. Start all your studs. I think Dallas can win this game. I could be biased. I am a Cowboy fan. I am a Cowboy fan. So start all your guys. Start Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, all these guys. I mean, not Joe Mixon, but Chase Brown. I'm sorry. All right. Let's get to some of this injury stuff. I appreciate everybody being here. Rashik Barron has a super chat. I got you, Rashik. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. He says, I know Shakir is safe, but NWI, please help. Yeah, you chasing a spectacle. I hate to call it a spectacle because Westbrook and Keenan is killing it, but touchdowns are the most volatile stat that you can get in almost any sport. Maybe home runs, but it's very volatile. It's more volatile than home runs because guys that hit a lot of home runs continue to hit home runs. Touchdowns, they go up and down depending on the game script of the team. I'm going with Shakir, man, in full PPR. If you was in standard, I would go with NWI. But if you're playing in full PPR or even half-point PPR, I'm going with Shakir, man. He's the number one target getter, and he has a 90% catch percentage when the ball is being targeted to him. So I'm playing Shakir all day. Don't chase the glamour. Don't chase the spectacle. But if you have to play the spectacle, you have to go to the spectacle, that's fine. I'm not saying NWI is a bad start. I just don't think I would start him over Shakir. Appreciate that, Rashik. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. All right. So let's look at some of these. So, Sincere McCormick, another expanded role may await. So, Sincere is a good start today. I said what I said. And guys, I actually missed the boat. I should have talked about him like Monday or Tuesday. But I just didn't actually know if he was going to actually have the main role. I don't even think they want to bring Zamir or Alexander back. So I think Sincere is going to have a great role. Abdullah is not going to get 15 to 20 touches. I think he's going to get more about 7 to 8 catches and stuff. I think Sincere is going to be the goal line back, the green zone guy. So I love Sincere. He's got to spend the role. Braylon Allen. Breach Hall is out with that knee. Braylon Allen, I got to start him. I know the matchup might not be great on paper, but I don't think Miami can stop the run when you have a Braylon Allen. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit different. The way Braylon Allen runs the ball is a little bit different than Breach. Breach maybe a little bit faster, but Braylon is tougher. So I think they're going to make sure they try to establish that run game with Braylon Allen being there by himself. And Isaiah Davis might come in and get a couple catches, but I'm not worried about that. I'm starting Braylon Allen, and I don't care what the result says. It's the start that I'm trying to consider. I'm not worried about how he score because you have to play him at this situation with Breach Hall being out on week 14. So I'm starting Braylon Allen. Who else? Read some more injuries. Talona Hufanga, the safety for the San Francisco 49ers, is activated off IR. Let's see if he's playing. It says he was a limited practice participant all week, and while he is still listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Bears, Hufanga activation from IR indicates he should be available to play. All right, Nick Bosa is ruled out for that defense. C.J. Mosley is put on IR, so I'm worried about that, man. He didn't go on IR immediately, but every time he gets later in the week, he doesn't practice. So something's going on. Hopefully, he don't have a degenerate neck or something, kind of like Chris Carson had, because I'm worried about that. That was the type of injury that football players get. That could be career threatening. You don't want to break your neck on the field. Bradley Chubb will not play for the Miami Dolphins, the DN that's been on IR. Let's see. Bucky Irvin is expected to suit up. Let's go. Bucky Irvin is expected to suit up. Zach Charbonnet says in line for a big role for week 14. So I'm telling you guys, Zach Charbonnet is another top 12 running back in my rankings for starts and sits. I'm starting them. Let's see what else is relevant because there's a lot of news here. Jordan Mason officially went to IR, so he won't be playing for the next 4 weeks. So I think that's covering our fantasy football championship, I think. So it looks like Isaac Guerrero is a league winner. He's playing for San Francisco. Have we ever saw a bad running back on San Francisco? No. No matter who it was. Okay. Let's see. Allen Lazard officially available Sunday. I wouldn't play him. Kendre Miller is activated off IR. The second-year running back has been injured frequently during his career and was reportedly in the former coaching regime's doghouse. But interim head coach Darren Rizzi made a point of saying in a press conference that doesn't apply to his tenure in the position, saying that he's okay with him. It's unclear what that all means in terms of playing time for Miller, but the Saints should be invested in seeing what they have in the 2023 third-round pick. So he might play a little bit today, but I'm still playing Alvin Kamara. Let's see what's going on. Kenneth Walker is out today. We already know that. CD Lamb is all set for Monday. So is Jake Ferguson, the tight end for the Cowboys, and CD Lamb. Let's see any other news that we need to see that matters. Mecole Hardman goes to IR. Breach Hall will not play. We already know that. We've done that. That's redundant. I think that's everything, guys. If y'all have anything, just put it in the comment section, and I will look it up. But right now, that's all I can find. And I don't want to hold this up. Okay, here's go Lab McConkey. Here's Lab McConkey. The pair of health concerns capped his practice reps this week, but his status remains up in the air ahead of Week 14 action. With an 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff Sunday, fantasy managers may be in a bind if McConkey ends up inactive. And the current healthy wide receivers on the Chargers' active rosters are Quentin Johnson, Joshua Palmer, Jalen Reagor, and Darius Davis, and DJ Chark to do. So, yeah, you're going to have to take a risk if you want to play Lab McConkey. So make sure you got a backup plan. Go pick up like DJ Chark or somebody like that in case you really want to play McConkey. And I don't like that he's hurt because he's a smaller wide receiver. So that makes me a little bit nervous too. So let's see what else. Any more health questions? Let me see. Jamar Chase logged the full practice, so he should be playing. Brandon Cooks looks like he's going to be playing. We already knew that. Aiden O'Connell remains the starter. We know that. Tyreek Hill is good to go for this week. Alexander Madison looks like he's going to be out, and he won't be playing. It looks like they saying he probably won't play. So I would consider him being out. Dallas Goedert is out I think he's on IR, and Parker Washington is ready to go this week. I like Parker Washington as a sleeper. That's it. Logan Wilson is out for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's why I like Rico Dowdle. So Rico Dowdle will be a good start for the Cowboys against the Cincinnati Bengals with that linebacker being out. And Calvin Austin cleared concussion protocol. DJ Moore said he will be playing. So it looks like DJ Moore will be playing for the Chicago Bears. George Pickens is fine. George Pickens will be playing. Says he's questionable, but it says look like he will be playing. So make sure you just keep an eye on it. That's all I see for right now. All right, let's get to these questions, guys. This was why y'all came here. Let's go. All right, first question. Charlene says, one thing that I noticed is that we need more IR slots. Leagues have 0-3 IR slots, 0 to 3 IR slots. I vote 3 IR slots. You can use it for injuries, buys, or suspensions. Some leagues have it and some don't. Right. It just depends on how many bench spots. I got a dynasty league and it's like 30 bench spots. So I don't want too many IR spots because it just takes everybody off the waivers. I want waivers to be a little bit active, but I agree. You got to be able to match it with the type of league you got. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. South says, "What up? Would you start a limited Neighbors over Najee and Devontae Smith? Have to play one." No, I actually would play Devontae Smith over Neighbors. I would play Devontae Smith over Neighbors. It makes me nervous that he's been injured all year. I mean, all year and also this week. Hector says, "Need a tight end for the bye. Pick up Jawan Johnson or Noah Gray." I'm going with Jawan Johnson. Deal Devoted says, "Blessings, TD." Yes, sir. Deal Devoted says, "Flex Brian Thomas or D Hop this week." I'm going with Brian Thomas for the upside. I believe D Hop is a safe play, but I like Brian Thomas upside. Tim J says, "I have Hurts and can see him getting benched if Philly keeps winning." I agree. That's what I talked about. Who do you like for the rest of the season? Levis, Aaron O'Connell, or Cooper Rush? They are all on waivers. I would go with Levis. I would go with Will Levis right now for this week. We might have to change next week, but right now I'm going with Will Levis. Wade says, Garrett Wilson or Jacoby Myers at wide receiver 2, full PPR. I would go with that's tough. I'm going with Jacoby Myers slightly, but Garrett Wilson has more upside. But Jacoby Myers is the number 1 on the Las Vegas Raiders. He's getting a lot of targets. I'm actually playing the targets over the boom. So if you want the boom upside, Garrett Wilson is the boom upside, but Jacoby Myers is getting elite target share. He's getting like 15 targets. So I'm going to go with Jacoby in this situation. I like Garrett this week, but Jacoby's getting so many targets, I cannot tell you to sit Jacoby Myers in a full PPR league. Appreciate you, Wade. KO says Jalen Warren, Rashad White, Sincere McCormick, pick 2. I'm going with Sincere McCormick and Rashad White. What's going on, D-Lion? C-Mo says, "Keep doing your thing, bro. Keep pushing." Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Will do. Chris Vilder says, "I got Reed, Cup, London, Hopkins, Pollard, Charbonnet, pick 2. I'm going to go with Charbonnet, and Pollard. I'm going with Charbonnet and Pollard. And I'm going with Reek and Cup. Reek and Cup, Pollard, and Charbonnet. I also got Turpin, who is the wide receiver number 12 due to sadness. Right. Now, I will go with Reek and Cup and Pollard and Charbonnet. What's going on with you, Stacy? Tail Dog says, "Greetings, D Hop or Devontae Smith. Appreciate your content." I'm going with Devontae Smith over D Hop today. That makes me a little bit nervous because it's D Hop, and I still like D Hop playing with Pat Mahomes, but it's not elite like we think it is. And I like Devontae Smith matchup this week, knowing that they're gonna try to take AJ Brown away. I think it's also a squeaky wheel game for Devontae Smith. He needs to have a good week. They want to get him going. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Devontae Smith over D Hop. Appreciate you, Tail Dog. Chris says, "Can't make everyone happy, man. Don't waste your time." I know, bruh. I'm learning. You gotta focus that energy. It's like nuclear energy. Gotta focus it in the right way. If not, man, you can have a meltdown. Appreciate that, Chris. Taj, what's up, bruh? Mr. Sleeper says, "Made it, bruh. Yes, sir." KO says, "Winston or Aiden O'Connell." I'm going with Winston. I think Winston got more touchdown upside. Aiden O'Connell, I think they could run the ball on the goal line. I don't know if they got a person that they can throw to outside of Brock Bowers in the green zone. So I'm looking at how you can get the most points. I think Winston, no matter what the game is, he gonna be throwing the ball, and he got really good weapons. He probably got one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. Just look at it. Elijah Moore was drafted to be a wide receiver 1 or a wide receiver 2. Cedric Tillman was drafted to be a wide receiver 2. Jerry Jeudy was drafted to be a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. And then when you also got Njoku, who's a top 5 tight end as an athletic ability, and you also got Nick Chubb. Even with him being hurt, I still would say he's a top 20 running back in the league. So I'm gonna go with Jameis pushing the ball downfield, and you can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the slot. You can't be. I mean, Joey Porter and Minka Fitzpatrick is really good players, but they got some slot corners that you can beat. And I believe that Jerry Jeudy will be moved in the slot, and also Elijah Moore will be moved around to exploit these matchups. Tail Dog says Chuba or Westbrook Akina in the flex. Appreciate you, bro. I'm going with Chuba. I know it's a tough matchup, but I believe in Chuba. I watch his talent. He's a good running back. He's just not. I'm just starting, and hopefully I get some targets. Like, he's not that type of running back. I think you start him no matter who they playing. Chris says Braylon Allen or Bucky. Man, you got to go with Bucky. I can't sit Bucky. I ain't gonna get that cute. I'm going with Bucky. What up, GTA? Charlene says, hey, TD, true fact, half of us will be knocked out of the playoffs. Will you slow down when the playoffs are here? No, I won't. I'm going to turn up. I'm going to turn up. Chris says, pick 2, MHJ, Brian Thomas, and Debo. I'm going with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brian Thomas. D-Lion says, double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, D-Lion. I say Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. What's up, Big Will? MVM. What's up, bro? He says Herbert, Levis, Wilson, or Winston. Rico, Tracy, JSN, Jennings, or Braylon Allen. Need one for the flex. Atlanta D or Seahawks. Bro, I don't like neither one of those defenses. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks. It's a rivalry game. It should be tight. Even though I like Kyler Murray this week. You said you need... So you got Herbert, Levis, Wilson, or Winston. I'm going to go with Winston. And Levis. I'm going with Winston and Levis. I wanted to say Herbert. If you could put Herbert in front of Levis, but it's up to you. I think Herbert will be fine. I just need Quentin Johnson to have a good game. If Quentin Johnson can't have a good game, they're going to struggle. With Ladd being nicked up, I don't know if they're going to have enough weapons. So I'm going to go with Levis and Winston. And you says Rico, Tracy, JSN, or Braylon Allen. I'm going with JSN. No, I'm going with Rico, man. That's tough. Listen. I'm not playing today. I'm gonna get cute because it's week 14, so we got to get cute to get in the playoffs. Rico got a better matchup than Tracy. JSN is the number 1 wide receiver, but he's not a running back. You got to play a top running back over a top wide receiver. If all else is equal, unless just a special player like a Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill or Jamar Chase. So I'm going with Rico over Tracy and JSN and Braylon Allen and Jennings. So I'm going to say Rico. I think the matchup is optimal for him. Going against Cincinnati with Sheldon Rankins being out and Logan Wilson. That's tough. A lot of those guys are good plays. The next guy that I would say, man, I would put JSN slightly over Braylon Allen and Jennings. So it's between Rico and JSN, but I'm going with Rico. Jimmy TV, what's up, bruh? Jimmy's TV says, even though a tough matchup against the Titans secondary, Washington is likely to see plenty of targets. I agree. I like Parker Washington. I agree with that. Robert says, what's good, TD? It's that time of the year. Put up or shut up time. Good luck to everyone. Yes. Will Hayes says pick 1 flex spot. Neighbors, Amari Cooper, Braylon Allen, or Darnell Mooney. I'm going with Braylon Allen over Neighbors, Amari Cooper, Yeah, I'm going with Braylon Allen over those guys and Darnell Mooney. Full PPR. Aaron Holloway says Pitts or Jawan. I'm going with Jawan Johnson. Stacy says, happy Sunday, y'all. Just one more time. Lesser of two evils. Am I still sticking with Chubb over ETN today? I would. I know it's a tough matchup, but it's Chubb. ETN is very volatile. Why get cute now? I say dance with the dude that you came to prom with. So I would say Chubb over ETN. Guys, what do you think in the comment section? I think you got to go with Chubb today. I don't think you go with ETN to catch passes and score some type of touchdown that he ain't scored in 6 weeks. So I would go with Chubb for touchdown upside, green zone touches. Let's see here. Charlene says, hey, TD, do you have a plan? Hold on, I don't want to skip. Yeah, okay. She said, hey, TD, what do you have planned for the off season? I'm going to be doing interview content, um, interviewing people about sports, some young players that are potentially college players. Just going into college, I'm going to be interviewing people. I'm going to be talking about fantasy football content, just kind of doing podcasts and talking about fantasy football or sports. I'm actually going to talk about basketball. I'm going to talk about baseball. Anything that's going on in the news that's got to do with sports, I'm going to be talking about it. And I'm going to be looking for talent. I'm also looking to hire people to work with me. So if you want to do that, I'm going to set out some forms for anybody that look. I'm looking for some talent, like far as guys that want to come up on certain days or help me do certain tasks. So that's what I'm looking for in the off season, Charlene. Chris says San Francisco DST or Chicago or Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't like any of them, Chris, but the lesser of the two evils, I would go with the Chargers. I like Caleb Williams today. I don't know about the San Francisco DST, so I'm going to go with the Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Robert says, TD, I dropped Wilson for Judy weeks ago. Okay, thanks for the advice. When you said they got Adams and Wilson stock drop, thanks, bro. Right. I still like Wilson though. I still like Wilson, but I get you did what you needed to do for your team, and that's what makes sense. That's what it's all about. Because I like Wilson, but you made the right move of getting Judy, and Wilson could have a big week this week, but that doesn't mean that's going to help your team. So you made the right move, bro. Good job. You did that. That's on you. You made a good move. Aaron Holloway says, "Good morning, TD. What's up, bro? He says MVS or Westbrook and Keener. I'm going with I'll go with Westbrook and Keener in this situation. Robert says Arizona or Miami defense. I like Miami defense. Um, I will go with Miami defense. I'm a little bit nervous. I like Miami defense, but I don't love them. Arizona, I like Miami defense more than Arizona. Arizona got a good defense too. I'm gonna go with Miami DST. What do y'all think, chat? What do y'all think? Arizona or Miami defense? Aaron Holloway says DeAndre Swift or McCormick. I'm going with McCormick, but hey, you don't have to do that. That's kind of cutting edge. That's kind of getting cute. But I'm going with McCormick. DeAndre Swift is a girl that you came to prom with, but can you trust her to be loyal to you? Can you trust DeAndre Swift? But what he's been doing the last couple of weeks, this team has shifted to a Keenan Allen passing team, and DeAndre Swift has been struggling. Actually, I don't even know. They talked about using Travis Homer, if I'm not mistaken. I will go with McCormick. Elisa, what's up, Elisa? She says, good morning, TD. Standard, Pacheco or Braylon Allen? I'm going with Braylon Allen. Aaron Holloway says, can't wait on the status on Ladd. Yeah, I think they said he's a game time decision. Barkler, what's up? He says, Thielen will face off with standout slot corner Cooper DeJean. He's not a great start, TD. I don't know if he's just going to be on. I don't know if Cooper DeJean is just going to be on him. I think they're going to move Adam Thielen around. Adam Thielen is just not going to be in the slot. So I think Adam Thielen, we're not looking for great. If we're looking for great stars, then we only can start 5 guys at each position. We're looking for a guy who can get in and give me a chance to score. Remember, Adam Thielen is not Jamar Chase. Adam Thielen is the flex plays that some of these people going to have to make that decision. So are you going to play? Because you got to understand what's on waiver wires. If they got some of these other guys, they're not even going to talk about Adam Thielen, right? That's what I'm saying. So Adam Thielen ain't no must sit like that. Like he's disgusting. He's going to score 0 points. We're just trying to get a few points if you need to stream him. He's not a top 12 wide receiver, but I do think he's top 32 wide receiver, and I think he could score good enough to be in a 3 wide receiver league. That's all I'm saying. Juan Marino says, good morning, JSN or Ladd? I'm going with JSN. What's going on, Arambi? Aaron Holloway, what's up, bruh? Barkler says, I don't love the road games this week at San Francisco. Williams has to be an option given his recent run of production. Right. I agree. He has to be an option. Right. I like Williams today. San Francisco defense with no Nick Bosa, I like Caleb Williams. Robert says, on my waivers, who to grab? Pierce, Jennings, Shakir, Waddle, Allen, dropping Hunt. I think you need to pick up Jennings and Waddle and Allen. I mean, everybody except for Pierce. Pierce is good, but you don't have to. But you need to pick up Jennings, Shakir, Waddle, and Allen. All those guys are good, and it's good to drop Hunt. I get that. He is a drop. But out of those guys, out of Jennings, Shakir, Waddle, and Allen, I think Allen is a must. You got to grab him first, and then I will go to Waddle, then Jennings, and then Shakir. KL says, would you pick up Jordan Brooks or Trey Benson to stash for this week? I would pick up Trey Benson. Got a super chat in the building from Devo Marzal. What's up, bruh? He said, cheers, bro. Appreciate your work, man. Thanks. Anytime, bruh. Excuse me. Anytime. Yep, but I will pick up Trey. I will stash Trey Benson. Kristen says Shakir is a dog. He is. He's a good player. Westbrook and Keener has seen at least 5 targets over the past 3 games. Right. But it's volatile for his touchdown. 5 targets don't make you a top 24 wide receiver, but those touchdowns that he get does. So I think that's the volatile part of his game. Samuel, what's up, bro? He said, what up, bro? He says, full PPR, Jennings or Waddle. I would go with Waddle over Jennings. I'm going with Waddle over Jennings, but that's cutting edge. I think Jennings is probably going to get more targets than Waddle, but I like the offense that Waddle plays on. It's hard for me to get off the Miami offense because they're so explosive. They always scoring a lot of fantasy points when Tua is healthy. So that's why I like to go with Waddle. Jennings, Purdy is a little bit injured. I think Jennings will be okay. This is how I feel. I don't know if it's between Jennings, George Kittle, and Debo. It's kind of a lot of tomatoes right there. I still think Jennings is probably the best guy right now. But I think Waddle got more upside for a big play, for a 70-yard play. And now you good. Like, you don't got to worry about him getting a lot of targets. I don't think Jennings can score big off one play. I think Jennings needs the value. He needs 8 to 10 targets to be elite. I don't think Waddle needs. I think Waddle needs like 2 catches. He can score 2 catches for like 80 yards and 1 touchdown, and he already is a top 12 or top 24 guy. Rashik said, is Jonathan Brooks a good pickup for the playoffs? He's a great stash. Christian Ross says Brooks isn't going to dominate snaps as long as Chuba's around. Facts. I agree with you, Christian Ross. AM says at Fantasy Good Sports, what do you think about my non-PPR flex? Neighbors, London, or Braylon Allen? I'm going with Braylon Allen in non-PPR as a flex. I think he's a great flex over Neighbors, who's a little bit injured. London, who has a volatile quarterback right now that's not playing good. I'm going with Braylon Allen. Cat for Life says, good morning, beautiful people. Disley or Adula? I don't know who Disley. I guess you're talking about Disley. I would go with Adula over Disley. In full PPR, I'm going with Adula over Disley. And half point PPR standing, I might go with Disley for the touchdown upside. AJ says, what up, Keenan Allen or Brian Thomas Jr. today? I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr. for the upside. I love Keenan Allen. I think he's a start, but I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr. Rashik says, Allen and Isaac gone. Any suggestions for running back flex for playoffs? Sincere McCormick? Trey Benson? Let me look. Let me make sure. I'm going to give you one more player. Zach Charbonnet. Yeah, those are the guys. Those are the guys that I like. So Sincere McCormick, Zach Charbonnet. Got another super chat from the one and only Bo. What's up, Bo? He says Jawan Jennings or Devontae Smith half point PPR. I'm going with Devontae Smith. With no Dallas Goedert, I got to go with Devontae Smith. Appreciate the super chat, Bo. Right. Let me look up Pickens. So Charlene says, what about Pickens? Let me look up George Pickens. They had him, but it wasn't clear. I said something about him, but it wasn't clear as I wanted it to be. Okay, so the latest news that I got has hamstring injury, questionable for Sunday. Hold on, let me do something else. I'm going to go look somewhere else. Okay, Pickens is expected to play. They're saying it says Pickens is expected to play. So he's going to be good, Charlene. Let's see here. Renato says, good morning. I need two Malik, Braylon Allen, or Elijah Moore, and Herbert or Winston. I'm going with Winston over Herbert slightly. And I will go with Braylon Allen. And I will go with Malik Neighbors over Elijah Moore in this situation. But Braylon Allen and Malik Neighbors and Winston. Chris says, pick one. Bucky, Sharp, Braylon Allen, or Dowdle. I'm going with... Woo! I think you got to go with Bucky. We're going with Bucky. Bucky over Sharp, Braylon Allen, and Dowdle. Dang, Chris, you got to kill a team, bro. You need to try to get those guys in your lineup. You need to try to... All those guys will start, but the better of all the guys is probably Bucky. I love Sharp. I love Braylon Allen. Dowdle, I think Dowdle even got a better matchup than Braylon Allen and Sharp. So I would say Bucky, Dowdle, Sharp, Braylon Allen. Daniel White says thoughts on starting Tony Pollard. He's a must start, bro. Matchup is grave against the Jacksonville Jaguars, so he's a must start. A Gang Grizzle said, "What's your projections up for Sharp and Garendo this week?" I think Charbonnet has one rushing touchdown, and I think Garendo has one rushing touchdown, and I think they get at least between 15 and 20 touches. That's given. Nobody's coming in to save Charbonnet. Nobody's coming in to save Garendo. Somebody might come in and take a couple snaps for him, but these guys gonna get all the goal line work. So I think these guys at least get one touchdown, and even Sharp probably catch 5 or 6 passes. Sharp can catch the ball. He's really good on passing downs, and he's gonna get the goal line work. And Garendo, if play on an elite offense, they're gonna establish the run to get everything else going. So Garendo's gonna get the goal line work too. Word on DK playing. Right. DK is playing. DK is playing. Martin Castillo says, need 3, bro. Devontae Adams, Thomas Jr., McConkey, Jordan Addison, Amari Cooper, and Keenan Allen. Thank you, bro. Cutting edge content. Yes, sir. So I'm going to go with Thomas Jr., Devontae Adams, and Keenan Allen. Devontae Adams, Brian Thomas Jr., and Keenan Allen. I love Jordan Addison, but I got to play him over. To me, he's the number 1 target getter, the phone booth player for the Chicago Bears. He helps Caleb get under control, and then Caleb can beat him later. That's why if you've seen the games where Caleb balled out, Keenan Allen's balled out 70% of those games because he starts throwing the ball underneath to Keenan Allen. You know you can't guard Keenan Allen in no phone booth. And so that's why I like Keenan Allen slightly over Addison. Now, if McConkey was healthy, I would go McConkey. Amari Cooper's good too, but he's not better than Keenan Allen. So I'm going with Brian Thomas, Keenan Allen, and Devontae Adams. Martinez says, good morning, bro. Good morning. B Growing, what's up, bro? He says, pick one, Ridley or Zach Charbonnet. I'm going with Zach Charbonnet. Todd says, should I still hold on to Josh Downs? I'm having the worst luck with wide receivers this year, but I made the playoff in 5 or 8 leagues. Good job, Todd. No, you can drop Josh Downs. Make sure if you drop him, you pick up somebody who's better than him, who has more potential than him. Don't pick nobody up just for 1 week. Like, don't pick up Brandon Cooks. Don't drop Josh Downs and pick up Brandon Cooks. If you're going to pick somebody up, let it be Braylon Allen or Zach Charbonnet. Travis Looney in the building. What's up, bruh? Martin Martinez says, who should I start at quarterback? Stafford or Cousins? I'm going with Stafford all day. Rio James, what's up? He said, Westbrook did see a career high 8 targets last week. That's enough to get him into the flex position. Facts. I agree with that. I can't dispute that. I just like I like other guys over him, but I do respect what he's been doing lately. That's why I will mention him in certain starts and sits. But I'm starting Zach Charbonnet and Braylon Allen, and I'm starting all of those guys, and Keenan Allen. I'm starting all those guys over him. He is a top 32 fringe wide receiver to me. Louise, appreciate the super chat. Louise says, Darnold, Higgins, Myers, Barkley, Kamara, Kelsey, Garendo, Boswell, Minnesota. I have Keenan Allen, Bucky Irvin, and Metcalf at the bench. Any changes? I'm trying to see if you can do something with Higgins. Is anybody going to be better than Higgins and Myers? I don't know. I think you could put Keenan Allen over Higgins. I like Keenan Allen a little bit over Higgins, but Higgins is a nice upside play. Dallas secondary is pretty good. They actually is. I think it's kind of a bad matchup for Higgins because Trayvon Diggs and the other guy, they kind of lone and they gonna fight with T Higgins. And that's how you stop T Higgins. Got to beat him at the line of scrimmage. Barkley, Kamara, and Garendo, they all are stars. You can't do nothing at the running back position. Travis Kelce is a star. You can't get Bucky Irvin in there. You can't. You killed it. I think the only way you is to receivers. You got to choose between Higgins, Myers, and Keenan Allen. I wouldn't put Metcalf over Myers, who's getting plenty of targets. I wouldn't put Metcalf over Myers, who's getting plenty of targets. I like Metcalf personally, but that has nothing to do with your question. I'm going to give you the professional answer. Myers is right now is getting 15 targets. You can't sit that in 4 PPR. So if it was standard, I could tell you to maybe put Metcalf in, but not in 4 PPR. Higgins, like I said, is up between Keenan Allen, Metcalf, and Higgins. You can switch out Higgins. That's the only guy that I see in your starting lineup that I think you can make a move on. Appreciate the super chat, Louise. CHB says, good morning, bro. The champ is here. Yes, sir. Will Hayes says, pick one, flex spot, neighbors, Amari Cooper, Braylon Allen, and Darnell Mooney. I'm going with Braylon Allen over Malik Neighbors, Amari Cooper, and Darnell Mooney. I'm going with Braylon Allen, full PPR. I think I did that one already. Brian Ortega said, what's good, bro? I'm chilling into round 2. What's good? What's a good defense stash? That's a great question. I got a couple. I like Green Bay. I'm pretty sure Dallas is not you can't stash them. And the Miami Dolphins. Green Bay and the Miami Dolphins right now, without seeing what's on your waivers, I would say those are good stashes that may be out there on your waivers. And people ain't stashed already. Yeah, and I got to do that video, bro. I got to do the DST video. I got to do that quick because next week is playoffs. Sorry about that. Brian, okay, yeah, we did that one. Aaron Holloway says Pitts or Jawan Johnson. I'm going with Jawan Johnson. Jawan Johnson has a history of second half seasons to be a 4th quadrant winner. We call Rio James. We call it the 4th quadrant here. He's been a 4th quadrant league winner the last 2 years. Canuck, what's going on, Canuck Culture? Sorry if I'm killing your name. Appreciate you being here. He says Cousins or Baker. I'm going with Patty Cake, Baker's man. Roll around, throw him in a pan. I'm going with Baker Mayfield. Rio James says Judy should be considered as no doubt lineup block moving forward. Yes, sir. Hey, you better go buy him in Dynasty right now. You better go buy him in Dynasty. He didn't found it. He didn't found his swag. Chris Villa says, is Jawan Johnson a must roster? Yes, sir. He is, Chris. B. Silver says, 4 PPR, start Vidal, Ray Davis, or grab Kenneth Gainwell. Grab Kenneth Gainwell off waivers. I would take Kenneth Gainwell for the benching of Saquon in case they keep that number 1 seed. They're not going to play in week 17, I don't think. But he said start Vidal, no. Ray Davis, or grab Kenneth Rager off. Also start Levis or Winston. I'm going to go with Winston over Levis. Levis got a better matchup, man, but it's just sitting on my stomach today that Winston's going to be passing the ball no matter what, even if they up or they losing. And so that value makes me think that he's going to have a good fantasy output no matter what, even though it's a tough defense against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Judy is doing his work from the slot. I don't think Steelers are great at the slot. So yeah, I'm going with Winston. I can drop Winston Stroud on the bye. Yeah, don't drop Winston, not for this week. He's a great streamer. Yeah, I'm going with Winston over Levis. And I like Ray Davis as a handcuff, bro, because anything can happen to James Cook. If anything happens to James Cook, he's going to eat. Vidal, we got to see today. We don't know what's going on with Gus. We would think that Vidal could take over because Gus doesn't look that good, but I still don't know. So I'm going to say Ray Davis is a good backup for if anything happens to James Cook. But Kenneth Gainwell is more of a long-term stash. He doesn't get the work that Vidal and Ray Davis gets on a regular basis. So I would probably say Ray Davis might be a more of an immediate stash, and I think Kenneth Gainwell is more of a long-term for the last week stash. Rio James says, can Garrett Williams slow down Jackson Smith and Jigba? I don't think so. Jackson Smith and Jigba can be moved in any position on as a wide receiver, so it's going to be hard to guard him. He can go to the slot, he can go outside. Martin Castillo says, good morning, TV. Thoughts on Neighbors and Pickens with the injuries, and would you start them? I would start Neighbors and Pickens depending on what I got. I think Pickens, you got to start him. And I think Neighbors, I'm starting him if I don't have like a Garendo or anybody like that. If I got a Garendo that I can swap him out with, I'm going with Garendo. I'm going with Braylon Allen. I'm going with Zach Sharpman over Neighbors. Pickens, it just depends on what you want to do. Most of the time, a guy like that, I'm starting him over any. I mean, he's just a must start for me. I'm not going to play any matchups with him. Even if he injured, that injury don't really mean a lot. If it did, they would just sit him. If he's out there, you got to consider him as a start. Rashik says, why is Rico projection so high week 17 against Philly? Because Philly might be tanking, and not tanking, they might be resting their starters. That's what I've been telling y'all that. But everybody says, there's no way that the Philly, they not going to be the number 1 seed and all this and that. So that's why his projections are probably high. Rio James says, can the Giants pass rush regain its form against the Saints without Dexter Lawrence? I don't know, man. I think they already on their demon time. I think they ready to go on demon time. They ready to go on vacation. So I wouldn't expect it. Maybe they get a couple sacks. I wouldn't expect it. Martin Castillo says, Jawan or Disley? I'm going with Jawan over Disley. Rainy Angel says, does Adam Thielen have a chance against the Eagles secondary? Yes, just because he's out there and getting targets. That's all. It's not that he's going to beat and make somebody fall and he's the best. Sometimes you just got to get somebody who's got a placeholder. Sometimes you got to get a placeholder as a relationship. Sometimes you might be in a relationship with a person and they're just a placeholder, and that's okay. We all know that happens. You just don't want to be the placeholder. You got to know that if you're a placeholder or not. So I think Adam Thielen's a placeholder. He just, I don't got nobody else to start. Adam Thielen out there? Shit, I can put him in the flex. That's what he is. He's not an optimal start, but he is a guy who's going to get, I think, 8 to 10 targets. 8 to 10 targets. My Wi-Fi says, better play Parker Washington or Devontae Smith. Great question. That's not crazy. I'm going to still go with Devontae Smith, but I like that you telling people Parker Washington. All right. Parker Washington. I think he's going to be fine. Chris says, let me know about the basketball. I've won many championships in fantasy basketball. Okay. I will be hitting you up about that, bruh. Like I said, guys, I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to put it out, but I'm going to be looking for talent. And during those seasons, I'm going to, we're going to work out the finances and all of that. It's not going to be nothing major because I'm not a huge channel now. But once I grow and you get that role, you're going to grow with the channel. So that's the situation. That's the opportunity that you're facing. Louise says, would you start Garendo or Bucky Irvin? I would start Bucky Irvin over Garendo. Bucky Irvin is the top 12 running back for me. Close to top 5. Louise says, also Keenan Allen or Jacoby Myers. I'm going with Jacoby Myers slightly over Keenan Allen. Charlene says, hey, TD, I'm 6-7. I'm going to the playoffs. Second in points. Yeah, you killed it. And that's why you don't worry about, I'm going to the play. Okay, you made the second in points as a wild card. Yes. That's what it's about, man. That lets you know you're not worried about all the other stuff. You're focusing on your team. Your team is doing well. You're not worried about the record. And I like that. B. Silver says Seattle or Arizona DST. I don't feel great about neither one of them, but I guess I would go with Arizona DST between those two. I'm not sure if Seattle can hold Arizona to 6 points. I agree with that. I would go with Arizona over Seattle. Eddie Phillips, what's up, bruh? He says, what up, bruh? Need a flex, full PPR, Charbonnet, Juan Jennings, or Malik Neighbors. I'm going with Charbonnet over Juwan Jennings and Malik Neighbors. I'm going with Charbonnet. Rainy Angel says, I think Jonu Smith is flex worthy and ranked above Tyreek Hill, whom he has outperformed the past 4 weeks. He's not outperforming him. He's just getting the targets. He just getting the targets. But I get what you're saying. That's the way I see it. Jonu is a star. I mean, listen. What I always tell y'all about, what would you do? If I'm playing the Miami Dolphins, Jonu gonna beat me too. Because I'm not gonna let Tyreek Hill get behind me. Never. If I would tell my corners, listen, if he mouse you, I'm okay with it. But if you let him outrun you for 5 or 6 yards and let a deep ball get behind you, I'm taking you out the game. I'm gonna tell everybody, let Jonu catch it. We'll let Jonu go for 200, but we're not letting Tyreek go for 200. We're not letting Devon A-Chain go for 200, and we're not letting that Waddle get behind us. So Jonu is the guy that you want to focus the targets on, and that's what's happening. It's a great scheme that's going on. I don't think he's outperforming Tyreek Hill. It's just what the defense is allowing. Eddie says, my man, I need a flex for half PPR. Bixby, Conklin, or Isaiah Davis. I will go with Conklin. Whew, that's tough. Oh, guys, it just came out. George Pickens is out today. I thought he was going to play. George Pickens is out. Fire up Calvin Austin. Since now Cleveland going to win this game. I think Cleveland should win this game now. Yep, I see it, Kales. Pickens is out. Facts. It just hit my platform. Yeah, man, I would go with Conklin. I think Conklin gets more targets than Isaiah Davis and Bigsby. Got a super chat from Mike Shamhart. Appreciate you, bruh. Yes, sir. Okay. Ice Cold Jones says the Dunze, Moore, McLeod, or Lockett in the flex. If that's DJ Moore, I'm going with DJ Moore. Eddie says Davis or Tyler Algier. I'm going with Davis over Tyler Algier. Rainy Angel says the Chiefs can clinch their 9th straight AFC West title with a win today. Right. And I won't be surprised. Tough team. Cowboys has a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Hey, that's all you need is one. Dirk Boy said, what's good? Pick 2, Charbonnet, Garendo, Braylon Allen. Woo! I'm going to go with Charbonnet and Garendo. Right. Yeah, I'm going with Charbonnet and Garendo. Big Rowan says, pick 1, Brian Thomas Jr. really or Sharp? I'm going to go with Sharp slightly over Brian Thomas Jr. I love Brian Thomas Jr., but Sharp getting the whole workload. He's safe in full PPR. Now, if it was a guy that I didn't know could catch, I might tell you to go with Brian Thomas Jr., but Sharp can catch passes. So I'm going with Sharp slightly over Brian Thomas Jr. I believe all those guys are stars, but Sharp, to me, as a running back, getting the goal line and the honey touches and catching passes, I think is the optimal star out of those guys. Kales says, Garrett Wilson, Juwan Jennings, Chuba Hubbard, David Njoku in the flex. I'm already starting McBride. Got you. I would go with Chuba. Since it's not tight end premium, I would put Chuba in the flex over Juwan Jennings and Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson. But this Miami defense is not bad. But I won't be surprised if Garrett Wilson outscores Chuba. But Chuba's getting that honey touches, and Carolina's gonna come to play. They trying to upset Philly. So I think Chuba can score one rushing touchdown or catch a few passes. I think he could be fantasy valuable. To me, I just want to start Chuba, any type of running back like that. So I'm gonna say Chuba slightly over Gary Wilson. Martin Castillo says need 3, bro. Devontae Adams, Thomas Jr., McConkey, Jordan Addison, more. Okay, we did that one already. Chief Heat says Adams or Westbrook. I'm going with Adams. Martin Castillo says Neighbors or Ridley. I'm going with Ridley, knowing that Neighbors has a little bit of an injury. Nora says, who should I pick up? Aaron O'Connor, Jameis, or Cooper Rush? I would say Jameis. Martin Martinez says, thank you. Anytime, bro. Rainy Angel says, could Deion Sanders' next step be to leave for another job elsewhere? I don't think so, because he getting all those commitments. If you lie to those guys, you ruin your reputation. Martin Castillo, he says Neighbors or Quentin Johnson. I'm going with Neighbors over Quentin Johnson. With Malik not being 100%, I'm still going with Malik over QJ. Martin says Disley over Juwan. No, I'm going with Juwan. Juwan over Disley. Dirtboy says play Elijah Moore over Mooney. Yes, I would. Aiden says Garendo over Aaron Jones. No, I would stick with Aaron Jones. I think you have to dance with the girl that you came to the party with. Aaron Jones is a good start. The matchup is not that super tough against the Falcons. I think you got to start Aaron Jones. I love Garendo, but I'm not going to just tell you to sit Aaron Jones. Both of those guys are stars, Aiden. Brandon Rose says, should I start Calvin Austin or Nick Westbrook-Ikhine? Me, if I needed a lot of points to get into the playoffs, I would start Calvin Austin. But if I just needed to be safe to make sure I got a win, I would go with Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. Rainy Angel says, why do you think Deontay refused to enter the game against the Philadelphia Eagles? Because he was upset that they got onto him when, he ran the wrong route and Lamar, what are you doing? And so he felt bad. And so he's once Lamar didn't take him under his wing, he feel isolated on the team. That's just my breakdown. That's just my prediction. That's what I think happened. And so he's forget y'all. I don't care nothing about y'all. I'm not going in the game. Y'all don't support me. But if Lamar and him was been on the same page, he coming in the game. So I think something happened between him and Lamar where Lamar's this dude's full of shit. I don't want him on my team. And so Deontay said, well, I'm good. I ain't playing. Okay, so Jalen Warner, Sincere in the flex. I'm going with Sincere. Brandon Rose said, should I start Calvin Austin since Pickens is hurt? Yes. For the upside. J5 says Juwan Johnson, Hawkinson, or Cade Odd. I'm going with Juwan Johnson. Sports Dog, what's up, bro? I didn't know that was you, man. I did not know that was you, bro. But he says, morning TD 100. With all the buys, I think I'm set with both of my teams. I was able to pick up Garendo, Judy, and Charbonnet, and all 3 in my lineups. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Tim J says Devontae Smith or Jonnu Smith in the flex. I'm going with Devontae Smith. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going with Devontae Smith. I know Jonnu Smith has been killing it. I'm not going to sit here and say you got to go with Devontae, but I'm going to say Devontae. I'm going to follow my pattern. I'm always going to tell somebody to go with the receiver over a tight end, especially when they got the upside that Devontae Smith has. All right, guys, I'm going to go live only to 12 o'clock, so we got 15 minutes. So make sure you get you see the super chat. So once 12 o'clock get here, I'm getting out of here. Ian Taylor said, TD, let's go. Smash the like button, fellas. Yes, sir. Robert says, pick 3. Evans, Smith, Adams, Higgins, Hopkins, Jennings. I'm going with Evans, Adams, and Smith. Evans, Adams, and Smith. Are you playing neighbors today? Jay Moore says, yes, in certain leagues. In some leagues, I'm not. In some leagues, I am. Kale says Pickens is out. Yes, he is. Ian Taylor says close game, need upside. Is Russ over Herbert risky? No, because Cooper Rush is safe, but he don't have the upside that Herbert has. So it depends on what you want. I think Cooper Rush can throw for 1 touchdown and give you about 15 points. And Herbert can give you 15 points, but he also could throw for 2, which puts him in the 20s, and he could be a better play. Because he got the upside, no matter if his weapon is out or not with Lad. So it depends on what you need. If you just need to be safe and you got a good team, then Rush is the guy. But if you need a lot of points, Herbert is the play. Yes. B Silver said most of this out. Jalen Wright pick up. Yes, pick him up. Stash him. I think they get ready to start using Jalen Wright with Devon Achane. Don't be surprised if Jalen Wright has a rushing touchdown today. Jay Moore says thoughts on stashing Ravens defense for next week. Yes, that's a great matchup. They got a great matchup. I forgot who the matchup was, but I've been watching that. Yeah, Baltimore Ravens is a good matchup. Hopefully, man, they can get better in the secondary. They're working on that right now. Sports Dog said TD with Pickers out. I need to regroup. Right. Pick up Calvin Austin. Jay Moore says, what is a strong DST stream this week? Who am I stream? I like the who did I stream this week? I like the Dolphins. I like Arizona. Dolphins, Arizona. Yeah, Dolphins in Arizona. And also the Cowboys if they out there. He said start 3, Braylon Allen, Sharp, Garendo, or Evans. I'm going with Braylon Allen, Sharp, and Garendo. But what I would tell you, because Evans has a great matchup, I would say you could take out Braylon Allen and put Evans in there. But all 4 guys are starts. So I guess I would say Sharp, Garendo, and Evans. Sharp, Garendo, and Evans. Evans got to be in there. He's the top 12 wide receiver. The rest of the season, too. I hate to say sit Braylon Allen, but Evans got to be in your lineup. Mike Evans does. Now, if that's Rashad Evans, no, it's Braylon Allen. But if that's Mike Evans, yeah, he got to be in there. Mark Tate says your hairline is sharp. Thank you, bro. I got a widow's. It's my widow's peak, but I got a little edge up. Yeah, it's my widow's peak. Yes, shape of an M. Right. Your hairline is the shape of an M. Facts. They used to call me Batman when I get my hair done, but that's my widow's peak though, man. Jay Moore says start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. So 2 running backs, I would say Isaac Garendo and Braylon Allen. And my 2 wide receivers would be Marvin Harrison Jr. and Ridley. And a flex would be Tyrone Tracy. 7 says Braylon Allen or Tyrone Tracy. And I'm going with Braylon Allen over Tyrone Tracy. Robert says Hogginson or Juwan. I'm going with Juwan. Samuel says 4 PPR, Winston or Levis. I'm going with Winston. I like Levis as a streamable guy, but I'm going with Winston. I just think the way they play the game, he's going to throw for a lot of yards, at least 300 yards and 2 TDs. B Silver says O'Connell or Cooper Rush, dropping Wilson for either of those two. I would go with, I think Cooper Rush is the safest. I think O'Connell has the boom. I would say Cooper Rush because he's safe. I don't think he's gonna go out and give me 5. I don't think he's gonna score as a top 12 guy. But I think he's fringe top 14, top 16, and that's all you can hope for. If you got to pivot to him, O'Connell could go for top 7. He could throw a couple long touchdowns, but Cooper Rush is safer than him. So you got to choose if you want the boom or the safe play. Looking at your team, if you got some studs out there, just go with the safe quarterback. Jay Moore said, what's a great overall stash headed into the first round next week? Bro, I made a video on that. Go look at that. Go look at the guys I said stash for the 4th quadrant. All you do is type in 4th quadrant, and all my stashes will come up. C.A. Jefferson said, what's good, TD start Jalen Warren, Thielen, or MVS? I'm gonna go with the boom. I think MVS got more boom than Warren and Thielen. I know Warren might get a few more snaps because there's no Pickens. Thielen has got a tough matchup, but I think he's gonna get 8 to 10 targets. But MVS, his touchdown upside, the matchup, I'm going with MVS. Jennifer Scott in the building. What's going on, Jennifer? Kale says JSN or Jawan Jennings. I'm going with JSN. Mike Shamrock says, G, what do you think of Smith and Jigba versus Arizona? Yes, I'm starting Smith and Jigba. Also, do you think Purdy or Kirk Cousins? I would go with Purdy over Kirk Cousins. I'm screwed, G. My league hated on me, and I think they conspired against the Bussa. Woo! Yeah, man. Hey, it's haters, man. That's what people do, especially if you're a winner. B Silver says McConkey and DK on my starting lineup. Would you sway and start Trey Tucker over maybe DK? No, I'm not gonna get that cute, but maybe over McConkey. Maybe over McConkey, but not over DK. Justin says I have London Neighbors and Jonu. I can flex. Who do you choose? I hate to say Jonu and then he played bad and I knew it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel, man. I'm like, as soon as I say Jonu, then he go out here and Tyreek have a big game and Jonu don't have a big game. That's what I don't want to happen. But when it comes to Kirk Cousins, I'm nervous. Malik Neighbors, I like him. But Jonu, it's a certain pedigree. I don't know if I see a player that I like better than Jonu this week. I'm gonna say Jonu for the consensus, but my gut is telling me Neighbors. Sport Dog says TD 118 PPR super flex. Need a flex. Jawan Jennings, Isaac Garendo, or Addison. It's got to be Garendo. It's got to be Garendo. CA Tweet said, how do you feel about Debo today, man? I think he's just a guy. If you need to start him, you start him. I don't feel great about it. I like Jawan Jennings more than Debo. I like Garendo more than Debo. Jay Moore says Miami defense or Arizona DST is available. I would probably go with Arizona DST. Let me see. That's tough, man. Those are the two defenses that I've been streaming too. No, I'm gonna stay with the Miami defense. I'm sorry. It's just tough, man. It's tomato. Both of the defenses, I like Jets to score some points. I think the Jets could score 14 to 17 points. And I also can turn the ball over. So you can score a lot of points and still the defense play good. So I'm gonna go with Miami. I don't think you can go wrong either way. Top pay stream this week. Top kicker streamer. Guys, help them out in the chat. What's the top kicker streamer this week? I was using the kicker from the Giants, but the weather's going to be a little tough there, so I don't know if I'm going to keep him in. Gabriel says pick 3, Najee, Charbonnet, Kyron, and Bucky. I'm going with Charbonnet, Kyron, and Bucky. Mike says, G, you like Debo versus Chicago? Not really. Not really. Vanessa says Trooper Hubbard or Zach Charbonnet. I'm going with Zach Charbonnet. Mr. 2U says 12 team non-PPR. I need 2 out of these 4. Metcalf, Neighbors, Hopkins, Sincere, McCormick. So you need 2 out of these 4. I'm going to go with Metcalf and Neighbors. I can't put Sincere over Neighbors and Metcalf. I'm sorry, but I like Sincere. I can't put him in. The way the question is framed, I would like to put Sincere as a flex play, but I can't put him over Metcalf. I can't put him over Neighbors either. Even though Neighbors might be a little bit injured, I still can't do it. How do you feel? Rainy Angel says, how do you feel about Austin with Pickens being out? I like him. I love this is the type of plays that I like. I think this is a boom play. I like it. Now it makes me feel great about Calvin Austin. I got to go through my lineups and try to get Calvin Austin in everywhere I can. Sal says Neighbors is playing, still starting Devontae Smith over him. Yes, I'm still starting Devontae Smith over Neighbors, even though he's playing. Drew Lock out there, man. Vikings kicker. That's a streamable kicker. Thank you, Cratch. Rio James says, would you get cute to start Levis over Kyler? I think that's up to you. I'm not going to, I would tell you if I thought it was crazy. I don't think it's crazy at this point in time. I just start Kyler no matter what. I start my quarterbacks no matter what. I stuck it out with them, so I'm starting them. But that's disingenuous to what you need to do. So I would say, man, Levis got a good matchup. This was what I would ask you. Do you believe that they're gonna protect him and that that Calvin Ridley's gonna have a big game? And do you believe that Westbrook and Keenum's gonna have a big game? That's what you gotta believe in. Don't believe in the Levis. Do you believe in the matchup that he's gonna go out there and throw for 2 touchdowns and maybe run for 1? Robert says Elliott or Boswell. Hopefully that helps if you need a kicker. Elliott or Boswell. Thank you, guys. Last one of the day. Spotted Star says, what are your thoughts on the contemporary geopolitical status of gross tax income of corporations compared to how it was in the 1970s? Okay, so what are your thoughts on the contemporary geopolitical status of gross tax income? I think if you want people to work overtime, you want people to work hard, you gotta not hit their gross income that hard. Give the citizens a chance to go out and earn extra money for their families so they can go on vacations, and you can entice them to work, and then we'll have a better GDP at the end of the year. So if we get more GDP because people are more happy at work, then we don't need to be taxing them every time it's an opportunity to tax people. Give people a little bit of a break, and then you're going to see more money spent and circulating inside the communities. You didn't think I could go there, but they say I'm slow. But anyway, I'm not going there. Move on. Jardine says I just picked up Calvin Austin. Oh, okay, you picked up Calvin Austin. Yep. Travis Looney says, good luck, everyone. Yes, sir. Gabriel says Calvin Austin or Westbrook and Keener. I'm still going Westbrook and Keener. All right, guys. So thank y'all for tuning in. This is cutting edge content. Let's get these dubs. And guys, I'm gonna try to get to your comments, but I gotta go through my lineup, so I might not be able to get to the comments if you put them in when I get off the live. Because I got a lot of stuff that I gotta get ready for my teams. So y'all guys be safe. Love you all. Peace.